So here I am with Harvin. We're here in, I guess, Baldwin Hills, California. Go ahead and tell the world what you've been up to.
So my forte lies in the comedy and film world. My buddy and I started making short films like the year or two before YouTube came out. Comedy films online, and did a lot of stage performances, sketch comedy, and then just kind of got into that heavily and made our own website, and then did some random stuff, like got on the E! Network and did like commentary on TV, and then I fell into acting and stand-up. So I had a big break at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood and was hosting there weekly, and then I performed at the Hollywood Improv, and I was just kind of starting to tour around the country colleges, and this was all my senior year of college. So then I kind of left college for a second to just fully commit myself into the entertainment world. Went through the whole grind of getting an agent and represented, did that, got my SAG card, did some commercials, some film and TV, and now my buddy and I just opened up a two-stage studio, Silicon Valley Studios in Northern California, and we're just producing our own stuff and getting ready to pitch our first feature film.
So when it comes to your style of filming and all that other stuff, who do you think that are been like your influences or people that you really study and take?
I mean, it's everything. It's just keeping your eyes open to everything that comes in, new, old, and just, creating your own original voice. Obviously, you're gonna have your inspirations. My personal inspirations are comedic. Like, I'm not so much behind the camera. My focus, I do more in front of the camera. My buddy does behind the camera. Went to film school and everything, right? So I'm big on like Monty Python, sketch comedy, from Mike Myers to Will Ferrell, and now the current SNL cast is pretty good. They do a lot of digital shorts,
Yeah.
Like they had the Lazy Sunday, Andy Samberg. So that's the kind of vein that we're into, viral videos. So last year we had this video called Crank Dat Curry Sauce, which was a parody of Soulja Boy, and took off and got 20 million views online.
Wow.
And on TV, so that really hit viral, and we spent $20 making that video.
Wait, how much?
We spent $20 and got 20 million views.
Okay, so explain that. Like, how do you get the resources a whole lot out of a little?
Well, nowadays they have a lot of consumer digital cameras. You can go to Best Buy, save up a couple $100s, and you can get an HD camera yourself. After that, it's all either you got to learn this editing software, you have to have a certain image or vision for what you want to make. So if you have the end vision of like, okay, I want it, this style, this slow-mo, this color, this color, this whatever, then you can do that through the editing programs. And if you can't do that them yourself, then you have to, there's these days you can find artists or like other people that, if you don't know how to film, you don't know how to edit, you go find someone from a film school or from Craigslist or something, and you just link up with people and then that you can trust, and then you just, put the pieces together. So I think a lot of people don't realize that a music video that is made well actually has a good team of anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30 people behind it that do everything from, you can do costuming to writing a story. Not other people write. I think the most interesting music videos these days have stories behind them. Like good songs have a good story instead of just people in front of a car throwing money in the air.
Like, does it ever concern a person like you that is really your focus is in the film industry or the art? That art form, and that it's very accessible to get a camera or to all those things. Like, does that accessibility kind of water down the art? Or
it can. I mean, but it also it has good and bad things, I'm sure. The good thing is that you're going to see a lot more art now. You're going to see people who are very talented who maybe didn't have the financial resources before, and they have an outlet to, like, say, make an incredible video, put it on YouTube, and become a director and get seen. So, and then on the other end, obviously you go to YouTube and you see 20 million hits for a squirrel taking a dump on a tree. Like, it's whatever. It's two sides of the sword, but I think it's good in the end because it really gives access to people who didn't have access before.
So tell me about Crank Dat Curry Sauce. Why do you think that got so many views, or why that became so wildly popular?
Well, we did it from an original perspective. Like, it was a parody, but we have these two characters, these Indian uncle characters that we play on stage and on camera, whatever. And we decided to use these two uncles, these Indian uncles, and made them rap. So that Soulja Boy song was just ridiculous. Like, for some reason, people were like on top of it, doing the dance. Like, there's this thing called a tipping point, like where something tips and then just spreads like nothing other, like a wildfire, and that's what was happening. So we thought that it was so silly in a way. Like, what we created was like kind of in a way a satire, in a way, because it shows how funny, like, some guy who just makes a simple reggae beat and just blabbers over a song. I mean, nothing against ridiculous how much attention he was getting for that moment.
Uh-huh.
But so we just, you know, wrote our own lyrics from our uncle's perspective, got like 20 backup dancers, and went out to the like in Frisco. You know, you just have to see it for yourself. You know, go on YouTube,
absolutely,
and Crank That Curry Sauce, and then you'll get the vibe.
All right, so all y'all people out there watching and listening, Crank That Curry Sauce.
Yeah.
You better go hit it right now.
And I got some other little projects. I did a cartoon called Mixed Nuts.
Okay.
Which I played an Indian dad, and it's a multicultural cartoon, really good for today's times of just like diversity. It's coming out later this year on TV, so just look out for that.
Okay.
Yeah, but Perry and Harvin, PARIANDHARVIN.com, or use that same Perry and Harvin in front of YouTube, and you'll find our channel.
Okay.